How's it going, everybody? My name is Philip, and today we're going to be reacting to Scary True Crime TikToks compilation part 2. Number 2, part 2, whichever one, I don't know. I just felt like get like a bunch of them in this time and not have to worry about doing one long video of one long true crime video. But I felt like it might be fun to have multiple quick ones come in TikTok form. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I might turn the light off, make it even more creepy, and I'm excited to nervously excited. I'm cautiously excited. That's the word. I'm interested to see what's up. So here we go.
This is why I would never hire a stranger for a kid's birthday party.
That is a weird...
If the photo's not bad enough, the mystery behind it is so much worse. And a reminder before I dive in that if you like all things spooky and true crime, check out my podcast.
Is that supposed to be a clown?
My profile. So in the 1940s, the McLaren family in Houston, Texas was having a birthday party for their daughter, Rose. They hired a clown for the party, but an hour before the party started, they get a call from the company saying that the clown they hired was no longer available. They were going to send someone else in his place. And the parents were like, okay, fine, whatever. But then this man shows up to the party. And the kids are all terrified of him. No one really wants to take photos. The man stayed at the party for about 20 minutes and then just disappeared. But get this. After he left, the clown that they hired showed up to the party. And he apologized for being late. And the mother is like, what are you doing here? You canceled on us. And the clown's like, no, I didn't. And it was at that moment that one of the parents noticed that this little boy pictured here was missing. The little boy was never found, and the identity of this man remains a mystery even today.
Oh, heck no. Okay, my question though, who did they, that boy's parents, did they just drop him off and leave? Because that's mistake number one. You don't want to be around a bunch of kids at their birthday party. You need to be there at all times. Don't care. Okay? Bad idea to just drop them off and go. Terrible idea. Because then you can make sure you keep an eye on your child so that this shit don't happen. Hopefully. Unless you're a very bad parent. Or very distracted. In 2016, a man wakes up and realizes his back gate has been left wide open. His cameras around his house and checks them. Are these all clown related? A man with a knife dressed in a clown outfit is trying to break into his house. Hell no. The man looks in all the windows and checks all the doors to see if any are open. Exactly why you lock everything. This took place when the killer clown craze was a thing for a couple months. I hated that phase. It made no sense to me. Most people who participated in that were looking to just have some fun and scare people. And then there's assholes like this. Some people took advantage of this and generally wanted to harm people and did some awful crimes. Yep. The homeowner did report this to the police, but no one was ever caught, obviously. Yeah, I mean... he was just left with this footage. It was very loud in my ears.
Ambulance service, what's the address of the emergency?
Hi, I'm not sure. I've just met a man who...
What's the address, my love, first, please?
I am on Berkeley Road in Westbury Park.
Berkeley Road in Westbury Park. Okay, and whereabouts in that road are you? Just outside, or...?
The very bottom of the road. Basically, I heard a shouting in my garden. I came out and there's a gentleman shouting for help.
Okay, so he's in Berkeley Road, Westbury Park.
Yeah.
Bottom of the road. Okay, bear me a second. Okay, so he's
No
actually
specific
in the
address?
road, is he?
Yeah, he is, yeah. Mate, it's okay.
Okay, my love, tell me exactly what's happened.
I was in my garden having a cigarette and I heard a gentleman shouting from a distance away. I went out into my road to investigate and basically just shouting for help and...
Can you ask him what's happened?
I'm not sure what's happened. Excuse me, mate. Excuse me. Hello? What's happened, please? He threw acid over his face, apparently.
Said acid thrown over his face.
Oh, I remember when that
Okay,
shit was
let me
going
check
on.
it.
That
Is the
made
attacker
no
still
sense.
nearby?
Who did it to you, please? His ex.
Alright, my love. Is she still there? Has she gone?
Is he or she still here? I don't know. He doesn't.
That's okay. That's the moment, my love. Don't worry.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
he's on the way.
So you know acid thrown over his face?
And body, yeah.
How do people just get this fucking shit? Mark was in a coma for 4 months. I'm not a fast reader.
911, what's the location of the emergency? Help me! Yes, what address do you need help? I'm not on an address, I'm on a road, on Myers Road! I need to kill me! Which road are you on?
Myers Road.
Okay, do you have an address? Listen. Happy Lee, come on, get a cop here now! Okay, who's trying to kill you? My husband! He's trying to... Okay, what? He's trying to kill me! Come on! And then what kind of gun does he have?
Yo, this is fucking heartbreaking. What the hell?
Take a deep breath so I can understand.
I didn't even hear a shot being shot.
I've already got help coming. I need you to tell me wire and what. On plan. I'm on plan. Wire. Just a minute. I'm walking. He shot me. Okay, you're on fire at Twin Viewport? He shot me. Okay, where did he shoot you? In the chest. In the chest? Over there.
Both John and Tim are rushed to the hospital after Tim also shot himself. Jan survived, however. Tim was put on life support. Unfortunately, Jan made a decision to take her. She had the last laugh after all. Dumbass.
2013, 37-year-old Daniel Van Sickle and his friend 36-year-old Sam Slack arrived at the Blue Springs State Park in Florida for a day of shooting.
Oh, that looks lovely.
It's a beautiful location for this. The water is crystal clear.
Yeah.
It's relatively easy dive.
As long as there's no alligators
To about 60
or
feet
crocodiles.
Or 20 meters when it narrows into some limestone crevasses and caves, which extend down to about 120 feet or 36 feet.
Nah.
But you're not supposed to be down in those caves if you're not cave certified.
Yeah.
Sam Slack was not cave certified. In fact, he was only an open water diver with very little experience. And as an open water diver, which is the
Uh-oh.
level of certification, you're not supposed to go below a 60 period. So when the men arrived, they actually had to sign a paperwork stating that they would not go down into these caves or below 60 period.
Yeah.
But as soon as the two men got in the water, that is immediately what they did. They went straight down to the bottom, 120 feet, down into these tighter crevasses, down to the dark bottom. But everything went
Sorry.
okay. They just explored down there for a few minutes before they decided they were going to head back up and explore some more of these.
Did he go up too fast?
However, on their way back up, once they got to about 80 or 90 feet, some 30 meters, Daniel looks over and sees Sam giving him the out of air sign. I have no air left. So Daniel swims over to him and he gives him his regulator so they can buddy breathe. Where normally you give your regulator up, they take a few breaths, they pass it back, you take a few breaths, and then you make an emergency second.
Yeah.
However, after about 30 seconds, Sam was not giving Daniel the regulator back. Daniel's motioning to him, hey, I need my air back. But Sam is pulling away and he's keeping it. He's not giving it back.
Why?
So Daniel has to make the heartbreaking decision to fight Sam underwater for his air. He gets a hold of it, he rips the regulator away from Sam, and he kicks away from him and just beelines it to the surface without taking any decompression, safety stops, nothing.
Yeah.
Just goes straight to the surface where he screams out to a maintenance worker, hey, call 911. And then bravely, he goes back down to get Sam. And he finds Sam floating on his back about 100 feet, some 33 meters under the water, just floating there lifeless. He grabs Sam, brings him up to the surface, where Daniel tries to give him mouth to mouth along with another maintenance worker. And they would call 911,
But why did they go up together instead of just...
But Sam could not be drowned there on that day. It was determined later that he had never opened his valve on his tank all the way. He just opened it a quarter turn. If you're a scuba diver, you know you open that all the way and then half turn back. And that's what prevented him from getting there.
Okay, so I have a question on that. I don't know if there's any professional scuba divers out there or deep sea divers. So obviously, because I know absolutely nothing, I would think that even opening it up a little bit, you still get a little bit of air, but I would think that you would notice there's a difference between a quarter turn and a full open, right? So I would think that he would know, like, hey, I'm not getting that much air. There's something wrong. Excuse me. There's something wrong with my tank. Like, before we go any further, there's something wrong with my tank. Or something, right? And also, while they're down there, for one, why are you hogging the air? Right? And secondly, why you're both trying to get air when you're trying to give air back and forth, right? Why not slowly start getting up to the top? You know? So that way, you're not far down. Maybe they were doing that and they just didn't mention it. Like, the only thing I've ever heard is that you need to decompress before you go all the way up. Like, if you can't go from like 100 feet and swim straight back up all at once, you gotta slowly decompress. Otherwise, there's something I don't fully know, but I've heard you gotta decompress because otherwise there's be issues. Basically, is all I know. And I mean, I guess he didn't give it up because he was panicked, not enough experience, and he just panicked. And that's unfortunate.
At 10 p.m. on October 23rd, 2017, hundreds of people would gather at the Kulong Temple in Malaysia to watch a Taoist guru perform an incredible feat of both physical and spiritual strength.
Oh no, did he mess it up?
65-year-old Lin Ba had performed this stunt or ritual before, but despite that, his family had begged and pleaded with him to please never do it again, because it was very dangerous. What he was going to be doing was steaming himself alive.
Oh,
so
no.
A fire lit on the ground, a wood fire. Above that, there would be a large steel cooking wok that would be filled with water. And above that, a little wooden platform that would sit on. And that platform would have vegetables on it that would be cooked by the steam while he was in there.
So he's gonna eat the veggies while he's in there?
This giant metal capsule over the top of him, so he's completely encapsulated in there. It's like he's sitting in a pressure cooker. Now, despite it being so dangerous and his family's pleas,
And he did this before?
intent on showing his loyal fans that anything can be achieved with the proper amount of discipline and spirituality. So he was going through with it. And at 10 o'clock, they lit this fire.
I
under the
guess.
wok. When the water began to steam, Lim climbed up on the wooden platform with the vegetables, and they used this like pulley system
Don't like
to
this.
lower this vat over the top of him,
Do not
completely
like this.
sealing him in with this steam. Everything was going okay for about the first half an hour until, to me, it looks like on the video, the fire underneath him gets a little bit bigger than it should have got. And then you start to hear screaming and pounding from the inside of this vat. People obviously immediately realize there's a problem and they rush to use this winch system to get it off of him.
It fails.
But by the time they do, Lim is unconscious. He's convulsing. His arms are flailing. They drag him out, but he is covered from head to toe in horrible second-degree steam burns. And by the time they get him to the hospital, he was either already deceased or deceased right shortly thereafter. It would turn out he didn't actually die from the burns themselves, but the steam burns were so incredibly painful, it was just too much for his heart to handle, and his heart would just shut down. His 32-year-old son would say, "My mother, my sisters, and I are so terribly sad. Our very cheerful father has left us forever."
That's terrible. That is... Nah.
Unsolved cases that keep me up at night. On
Great.
January 16, 2014, a group of 4 friends were playing a game of dares. One of them was dared to go into this cornfield that was rumored to be responsible for the many disappearances in the area.
Why?
The friend agreed, following the rules of the game, and ventured into the cornfield by himself. For what
For
felt
how
like
long?
hours had gone by, the 3 friends had lost track of the man and were starting to get worried. Too afraid to go on themselves, they contacted the police, and the police showed up after a while and searched the area. They searched and they didn't find any trace of the guy. But they did find his phone, and after going through his phone, they found the last photo captured before his disappearance.
That's Sal from... That one's fake. That's Impractical
There's
Jokers.
actually a dark, terrifying origins to the Amber Alert. This happened in 1996 in Arlington, Texas, and it was a little girl called Amber Hagerman, who was 9 years old, and she was riding her bike at her grandparents' house along with her brother Ricky. Next to their grandparents' house was a supermarket, which was abandoned. Basically, they were riding their bike there, you know, having fun and all. The little brother decided to go back to the house, so she stayed at the parking lot. That's when a black pull-up truck pulled up to her. A man got out of the truck, grabbed Amber, threw her inside the truck, and he dipped immediately. Now, luckily, a witness was able to, you know, see it happen from his backyard. So he called the cops immediately.
That's good.
The cops showed up pretty fast, bro. Like, within minutes. It was pretty fast. So there was a huge search for Amber all over Texas, basically, hoping that they could find her and see who abducted her. Even with all that happening, bro, like, they still couldn't find her. About 4 days later, there was a man who was walking his dog at midnight.
What, you just gonna stop it there?
Even I can look at this photo and I can say, whoa. It put tears in our eyes when we walked in there. It was that obvious.
That is a charge called homicide felony murder. It is life without parole.
Don't be so surprised.
When you found her, she was already believed to be deceased, right? Yeah. So you found the child an hour and a half ago? Yeah. And called your lawyer first, correct?
No, this pisses me off.
Okay.
What you just heard and are about to hear is some of the most extreme, bizarre, and baffling thinking ever caught on camera. A child's life taken in the most sickening way, and for one reason so unthinkable, you'll have a hard time believing it was actually said out loud.
I called my lawyer first thing to ask, what's the next thing I should do, and they said wait till they're here to call, the police and get that going. Basically, it got to the point where I was waiting so long, I just kind of went ahead and did it anyway. We wrote that one out, we're going to investigate.
After placing the call to emergency services, Seth and his wife, Tatiana Fasari, were escorted to the police station in King County, Michigan, to answer some questions about what happened to their child. It's important to know that both were there voluntarily and not under arrest at the time of these interviews that have never been seen before. The interrogation room is dark, with bare walls, only outfitted with uncomfortable chairs and a table. There are no distractions. All of this is intended to make the person in the room uncomfortable and uneasy.
Good.
That way, they're dependent on the interrogator to provide them comfort with things such as food and water,
they have such
or
a
even
fucking
other
mental
favors
game
such as
that they
cigarettes
play
or compliments.
for
This gives the
interrogations.
interrogator leverage. Seth appears to be nervous as he sits and fidgets.
I'm not gonna get the full story, am
Most
I?
people are nervous in an interrogation room, so none of this is really surprising. However, given the situation, his behavior is a bit odd.
Son of a bitch. So that's kind of frustrating. It doesn't even give me a full fucking story. It cuts some of them off. I'm like, what, why? How dare you? You piqued my interest and now you're just gonna rip it away? That's frustrating. I see another one that's 24 minutes long. I might just do that one as well. Let me know in the comment section below which other true crime stuff I should react to. I felt like the shorter TikTok kind of compilation type of thing would be a good start, because that way you could just get like the gist of what happened in each trial. It doesn't go into too much detail. But let me know. Subscribe for more content just like this, and leave a like rating so it could be viewed and shared to more people, if you believe it should be shareable. I guess. I don't know. Depends on what you find fun, I guess. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time if you subscribe.